Before we start today's Golden State Warriors today, just want to thank everybody who tuned into our watch party for Game 1 between the Warriors and the Lakers. We broke a couple of records here on the show. 380,000 people joined us for Game 1. We're looking to top that for Game 2, and we picked up 1,121 new subscribers, so let's welcome them to the Dub Nation family here at Chat Sports. For all of you watching for the first time, or for some of you who haven't turned on your notifications, do so right now and select all by hitting that bell icon. Therefore, when we push out a regular show like this, or when we go live for, let's say, Game 2 watch party, which we'll be doing live right here on Warriors Today, you will be notified with a push notification. And with that, let's start the show. It was a fantastic Game 1 between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors falling in that matchup, but look, there are some adjustments that the Warriors can make as we progress in this playoff series. I thought that they came out of the gates with a lot of energy. They take that 10-2 early lead, but then you saw some of the remnants of having to go 7 games against the Sacramento Kings, and as that game wore on, you saw that the Warriors got a little bit tired. Also, key number 1 from my perspective for the Warriors going into this series, how are they going to stop LeBron James and Anthony Davis? While the Warriors have the perimeter edge and a little bit more skill out on the perimeter, do they have the dogs? Do they have the horses to stop LeBron James and Anthony Davis? Because they do lack some of the size and athleticism in the front court. Warriors, Steve Kerr, going to have to make some adjustments here. They went to a zone defense late in that game, and it caused the Lakers some problems, but Anthony Davis was absolutely phenomenal. Anytime you can chip in with more than 30 points and 20 rebounds with 4 blocks, you're going to have a stellar performance. He was the best player on the floor last night. It's pretty interesting that we're seeing LeBron James operate off ball more than ever. I thought he was really effective. Jared Vanderbilt caused a couple of problems for Steph Curry. D'Angelo Russell with that big third quarter. Austin Reeves with a couple of big plays. This series is only getting started. Now, if the Warriors go down 2-0 to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you start to have some concerns. But keep in mind, they had to exhaust all of their energy and didn't have as much rest as the Lakers because they played a very difficult and arduous Game 7 in that entire series against the Sacramento Kings. So your one-word reaction to Game 1 is what? Want to hear from you down in the comment section? Simply let us know. Always interested in your feedback. The big storyline from Game 1, Jordan Poole shot late. Look, I understand that Jared Vanderbilt makes his way over to Jordan Poole here. Steph Curry got double teamed, so it was really difficult for him to get a shot up in this really important situation. I didn't love the shot selection from Poole. I understand that there is a defender to his right. He could have taken a couple dribbles here to make this a higher efficiency type of shot. He did not have to chuck it from 35 feet. Jordan Poole did play pretty well last night. You have to give him credit. The Warriors desperately needed that performance, but this is what you live with Poole. Sometimes he does some masterful things. Other times, he makes you scratch your head with decisions like this. Just make it a higher percentage shot here, JP, and just step up, because also a catch-and-shoot shot from this distance is really difficult to make. Any shooter out there knows that if you can dribble into a shot, you just walk right into your form, and of course, if it's closer to that three-point arc, then it's a higher efficiency type of shot. You're not Steph Curry, and Warriors moves, look, they had a lot of the same thoughts that a lot of people had when they saw that shot go up. It's like Jordan Poole. Now, if he made it, it would have been epic. It would have gone wild on social media. Classic social media, right? But he clanked it. And the Warriors, they're down double digits late in that fourth quarter. Steph Curry was trying to put on the book back and carry the squad. They don't end up winning. But again, a lot of adjustments that they can make as we progress in this playoff series. And speaking of Poole, got to give him some credit, right? I mean, he was in the witness protection program in that first series against the Sacramento Kings and against a Lakers team where you can win along the perimeter and you can have that edge. if Jordan Poole continues to turn in these performances, it does help you out a great regard on the offensive end of the floor. 21.6 assists, 0 rebounds, 7 of 15 from the floor, 6 of 11 from 3. There were a couple of moments where really he was carrying this team on the offensive end. Poole was hot. He made a decision. That was a decision to pull up from that range. I know that a lot of people are going to be like, I'll live with it. Look, I mean, it's 35-plus feet, and you want Steph Curry to shoot the basketball in that scenario. Shot clock winding down. Steph was double-teamed. That's why he had to give it up. For Steph, Jared Vanderbilt did a good job of defending him, I thought. And that is something that you're going to have to keep an eye out for the rest of this series. Steph Curry took 28 shots on Sunday. He dropped 50 points, right? There's no question that he was a little bit worn down from that effort on Sunday. So when Vanderbilt is picking him up the entire length of the court, Steph's probably like, man, I need a breather. I'm feeling a little bit tired, and now I have to exhaust some energy against Vanderbilt here because he's picking me up full court. Ended up playing pretty well, 10 of 24, 6 of 13, but in that second and third quarter, Steph was a little bit missing. For Klay Thompson, you want to see him be a little bit more efficient. He came out guns a-blazing in that first quarter. It was kind of vintage Klay. Higher efficiency here for Klay, certainly going to bode well for the Warriors offensively. The thing with Golden State, with how many threes they knocked down, they were shooting, hovering around 50% much of the game. They still lost the game. Because that's concerning because, look, as you go forward in this playoff series, you're not going to shoot the three ball as well consistently as they did in game one. It's a little bit of a concern for me as we look ahead in this series. But, of course, like I told you against the Sacramento Kings when the Warriors were down 2-0, it's not over. And I'm telling you right now, this series is not over. Do not doubt the Dubs. I never doubt Underdog Fantasy, the leader in fantasy sports. Experience the thrill of fantasy sports like never before with Underdog Fantasy, the industry's easiest and fastest growing app. Put your basketball knowledge to the test in their pick'em game by forecasting whether your chosen players will have a higher or lower stat total in a certain game. You might just win up to 20 times your money. Register today using the promo code ChatSports, and you can double your first deposit up to $100 at chatsports.com/underdog. Now, producer Coop and I, we've made a couple of our picks for Game 2 of Celtics-Sixers, and we're really confident in a couple of our picks, but these were our picks for Game 1 between the Warriors and the Lakers. This is Game 2. All right, picks for Game 2 here. LeBron James, we're going to go higher 25.5 points. Anthony Davis, 16.5 rebounds and assists. We're going to go higher there. Steph Curry, 30.5 points. He's due to go off. Let's go higher on that total. And then Klay Thompson. I like this number probably the best. 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We were pretty much on the money, myself and Rolly, for Game 1. Now Game 2. Hey, I'm feeling pretty good. Underdog Fantasy, 100% match with the code ChatGSW. Underdog Fantasy, ChatGSW. All right, Steve Kerr on Anthony Davis here. I thought AD, he had a great game. Obviously, he dominated. He blocked 4 shots, altered some others. That's what this team has been doing now for the last few months. They have been one of the best defensive teams in the league for a reason. AD is a huge part of that. I thought AD really did have a great game from my point of view, and he looked like the best player on the floor. I mean, Anthony Davis was cooking. Anthony Davis was awesome. When he is healthy and he's not missing time, which has been an issue for him throughout his career, he's a unicorn. He's extremely unique. He is a top 3 to top 5 player in this league. Unfortunately for him and the Lakers and the teams that he's played on, he's just always brittle. But you can't question the greatness that he possesses within his body. I mean, you saw it in Game 1. He could not be stopped. And Anthony Davis, as we go forward in this playoff series, poses a very difficult matchup for this Golden State Warriors team. Because what are you going to do? I mean, Draymond Green switched on him late, and I thought he did a solid job against Anthony Davis, but can that be sustainable in this playoff series? Now, as we look ahead to Game 2, pretty interesting line here. The Warriors, according to the odds makers, are 5.5-point favorites. So Vegas thinks that Golden State can tie this series up. The over-under set for 227.5. Tip-off is set a little bit earlier than Game 1, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. For AD, stupid stat line last night in Game 1. 30 points, 5 assists, 23 rebounds, 11 of 19. It's pretty wild that he no longer can shoot from downtown. I mean, he has lost his touch from the three-point perimeter. Doesn't matter for him, though. Sky hook, baby hook, mid-range, just inside that three-point arc. He has that smooth jumper. Defensively, great rim protector. He has the athleticism and the length to really recover on a lot of these pick and rolls, a lot of these actions that the Warriors like to implement within their offense. I noticed that the Lakers did a lot of drop coverage last night as well, and they can do that drop coverage by going back because they know that Anthony Davis is going to be able to hover around that rim. If you still have faith that the Warriors can win this playoff series, that they can tie it up in Game 2, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon, and I want you to like the video. Keys to victory in Game 2 to knot this series up at 1 apiece. The Lakers' size is clearly a problem. The Warriors are going to have to pack the lane a little bit, and I'm interested to see if they go back to that zone defense a little bit more. Who will slow down Anthony Davis? He's a little bit too athletic, spry, and quick for Kevon Looney, who, once again, as he did against Sacramento, had more than 20 rebounds. He's the ultimate glue guy. But look, he's not the athlete that AD is. Are you going to go with Draymond Green on AD a little bit more as the Warriors went small to close out that game? That's what allowed them to kind of come back. For the Warriors, you can't really rely solely on the three-pointer, and I'd like to see them try to get to the rim just a little bit more. I understand that the Lakers are a very good defensive team, and they have the bodies and the tall trees, so to speak, to kind of protect the rim, but the Lakers shot 24% from three in Game 1, 6 of 25. The Warriors shot 21 of 53 for 40%, and they still lost this game by 5. So can't rely on the three ball. Got to try to get to the rim and also get to the free throw line. For the Warriors, have to defend the paint. LeBron James at this stage, he's under 20% shooting three-pointers in the playoffs. He's really struggled from the outside. When he gets downhill, and then when Anthony Davis has that momentum going downhill as well, they're difficult to stop. So pack the paint and force the Lakers to shoot it from the outside. And for the Warriors, get to the line. Slow this game down at least a little bit. Alter the momentum for the Lakers. And you get to the line, you can frustrate the Lakers. That's a way that you can get back in this series. Here's the thing about LA, though. I thought Stan Van Gundy pointed this out last night. They've done such a great job of defending really well without fouling. One of the best rates in the NBA. So with that, Game 2 predictions. Who you got? LAL for the Lakers, GSW for the Golden State Warriors. Make sure you subscribe. 1,100 plus new subscribers last night here on the program. That's a record. 380,000 views. Ridiculous numbers. By far the most watched watch party and live stream for Lakers Warriors on YouTube for Game 1. Let's run it back here for Game 2.